What if I told you one of the biggest villains in professional wrestling was actually telling the truth the entire time? For years, fans laughed whenever MJF took shots at CM Punk. Most people dismissed it as great heel work, but after everything that's happened over the last several years, a lot of wrestling fans have started asking a different question. Was MJF actually right about CM Punk all along? Today, we're looking at Punk's run in AEW, the controversies that surrounded it, why many fans believe AEW has found its footing since his departure, and whether CM Punk has become the very thing he once criticized. Because the more you look back, the harder it becomes to ignore. When CM Punk debuted in AEW, it felt like lightning in a bottle. Fans had waited years to see him wrestling again. His return created incredible excitement and drew major attention to the company. At first, everything seemed to be working. CM Punk delivered memorable matches and memorable promos, and he helped introduce newer viewers to AEW. But as time went on, the conversation shifted. Instead of talking only about matches and championships, headlines increasingly focused on backstage disagreements and conflicts. These reports became a major talking point among fans and wrestling media. Whether every report was accurate is still debated, but one thing is hard to deny. The off-screen stories often overshadowed what happened in the ring. And this is where MJF's old promos suddenly started sounding a little less like insults and a lot more like warnings. MJF built much of his feud with CM Punk around one central idea. He portrayed Punk as someone who preached authenticity while sometimes acting differently when circumstances changed. That's an opinion many fans continue to debate. Supporters of CM Punk argue that he has always spoken his mind and stood up for what he believes. Critics point to moments across his career where they feel his actions didn't always match his words. Whether you agree with either side depends on your perspective, but the debate itself has become part of Punk's legacy. One thing is certain, very few wrestlers generate as much discussion as CM Punk. But the biggest turning point wasn't a promo. It was everything that happened after the cameras stopped rolling. The backstage issues during CM Punk's AEW run became one of wrestling's biggest stories. Fans, journalists, and wrestlers all weighed in, often with very different accounts of what happened. Because so much of the information comes from interviews and reports rather than official statements, it's impossible to know every detail with certainty. What is clear is that the controversies became impossible to ignore. Meanwhile, AEW continued to evolve. New stars emerged. Existing stars received more opportunities. The company shifted its focus to fresh rivalries and long-term stories. Some fans believe AEW has felt more stable since then. Others argue CM Punk's star power was worth the controversy. That's a debate that probably won't end anytime soon. But there is another criticism fans keep bringing up, and it goes all the way back to the famous pipe bomb. The pipe bomb remains one of the most influential promos in modern wrestling. At the time, it felt like rebellious and unpredictable. Today, though, some fans see it differently because WWE has embraced that promo as part of its history. Critics argue that what once felt shocking is now part of the company's brand. Others respond that even if elements were approved beforehand, Punk's delivery and charisma made it iconic. Either way, the pipe bomb changed wrestling. The biggest question is whether it still represents rebellion or whether it has become another legendary WWE moment celebrated by the same company Punk criticized. And that leads to one final question that divides wrestling fans more than almost anything else. Has CM Punk become the establishment he once fought against? Some fans think so. They point to moments where they believe Punk has been more accepting of the wrestling system than he was earlier in his career. Others see growth rather than contradiction. People change, careers evolve, circumstances change. No matter your stand, Punk continues to provoke strong reactions, and that's part of what has made him such a compelling figure in wrestling. MJF's old criticism has taken on new meaning for many viewers, but they're still open to interpretation. So, was MJF predicting the future, Or are fans simply looking back with hindsight? CM Punk's career is one of the most fascinating stories in professional wrestling. He's inspired countless wrestlers, delivered unforgettable matches, and cut promos that changed the industry. At the time, his career has been surrounded by controversy and continues to fuel debate. MJF's feud with CM Punk feels even more interesting because many of the themes he brought up are still discussed by the fans today. Was MJF right? Was Punk misunderstood? Or is the truth somewhere in the middle? That's the beauty of wrestling discussion. Reasonable fans can watch the same events and reach completely different conclusions. Now I want to hear from you guys. Do you think MJF was right about CM Punk? Has AEW benefited from moving forward without him? Or do you believe CM Punk remains one of the greatest stars wrestling has ever seen? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another wrestling discussion. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.